Former Senator Ayotte from the beautiful state of New Hampshire joining us right now. She had shepherded this process along and hosted the judge throughout the Senate chambers and various Senate chambers, including Senator Coons on this. Not a shock, Senator, but it would seem now that it's going to be a simple majority that will vote Judge Gorsuch to be the next Supreme Court justice. Am I getting ahead of myself or what?
No, I think so, Neil. I think clearly Judge Gorsuch will be confirmed. What I think you're hearing from out of the Democrats is that if they won't vote to allow Judge Gorsuch to have an up or down vote, then I don't think they would vote to allow anyone that this president would nominate to have an up or down vote, because Judge Gorsuch is clearly exceptionally qualified, highest rating from the ABA, support from, across the political spectrum, including President Obama's former Solicitor General. So I think that's what you're hearing here, is that they're going to block no matter what, unfortunately.
All right, so he gets out of this committee by probably party line vote, your best guesstimate?
Yeah, I think so. It looks that way right now, Neil. And but obviously, Judge Gorsuch, I mean, you heard his testimony over 20 hours. He's done very well, 10 years on the 10th Circuit. He's a judge's judge, very well qualified to serve. And unfortunately, the Democrats are just obstructing his ability to have this up or down vote. But I think the Republicans have made clear that he's going to be confirmed one way or the other. They're being left with no choice but to change the rules.
All right, so obviously then people look beyond this one, as you know, Senator, and start saying, all right, is this the way it's going to go now? Simple majority for Supreme Court justices. Do you see that now as the new pattern?
I think that's what's going to happen. Unfortunately, I don't think the Republicans want to have to do this, but the Democrats are leaving them with no choice. If they won't give such a highly qualified nominee an up or down vote in the Senate, they're not left with a choice but to change the rules and to go forward and to confirm Judge Gorsuch. I know that's not what they had hoped would happen, but I don't see at this point what choice they're left.
They all go back to a man or woman, Senator, to the whole Merrick Garland treatment, Barack Obama's choice to fill that seat, and that they are still wincing at the fact that Mitch McConnell didn't even grant the guy a hearing. It's all water under the proverbial political bridge, but what do you think of that?
Well, it is, but I have to say, Neil, that this is a very transparent process. So the Republicans were quite clear that the American people should weigh in. They did weigh in. They elected President Trump, and he actually put the list out of who he may nominate, so that was very transparent as well. So there was no surprise when he got elected president that he would nominate someone. He's nominated someone who is excellent, highly qualified, and no one disputes his qualifications. So you can go back and relitigate Judge Garland, but the American people really did weigh in here.
Yeah, they did. You're close to this than I am, and from your days in the Senate, Senator, I don't know what the big deal is here. I mean, Clarence Thomas had a 52-48 vote. That seems to be a more recent phenomenon. I'm not dismissing it, but is it really that big a deal if indeed Supreme Court justices in the future, whether under Democratic or Republican control, are elected by a simple majority? I mean, some worry about the cachet of the Senate, that it becomes like a home of 6-year congressmen and women and representatives. But is it that, thunderous an affair?
Well, I think it is significant for the Senate, but it also goes back that the Democrats under Harry Reid's leadership changed the rules in 2013, so that really set the stage for this, for all the circuit judges.
But he didn't apply them to the Supreme Court justices, right?
Right.
He applied them to cabinet appointments, right?
He did not. Cabinet appointments, but all the other judges, the circuit court judges and the district court judges, so they set the stage for it. So it is significant in terms of, but normally that was only reserved, to have the 60-vote threshold. If you look historically, this is unfortunate that the Democrats are forcing the Republicans in this position. But if they're not going to allow someone like Judge Gorsuch to have a vote, then I guess I would ask them, who would you allow that this president would nominate? Because it's indisputable how qualified he is to be able to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court, given his prior judicial history and his educational background and the support he has from people across the political spectrum.
Senator, thank you very much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Neil.